Locked in.
Loaded.
So 100 miles coming up. How's it feel?
I sigh a little bit every time I think about it. It's just so long.
50Ks in the books. That's done.
Check.
It's over.
Complete.
Time to move on. So now we're on to 100.
Seems like a big leap.
It kind of does, but you're ready for it. You had a little bit of some ailments after that 50K.
Yeah. Minor ailments. It was a good training run for the time.
Yeah.
Looking at the 100-miler at the end of January, it was the right time for me to do a 50K, get that experience, and be able to learn from it.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I don't know about you, but I'm super stoked about your 100-mile journey.
Yeah.
Mine's coming.
I think you're more excited than me about it.
Yeah. Well, that's my job.
Yeah.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're going to have to excite me in the middle of the night while I'm running after 70 miles.
Energizer bunny.
Yeah.
That's my job.
The 50K, it's just so different. Like the 50K I felt prepared for.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I felt very prepared for that and didn't really have any concern or question that I wouldn't be able to do it or whatever. I mean, I ran it with a friend, and to be honest, I think we both could have gone faster. I know for a fact I could have gone faster on it. So it's not like I was racing it, going super fast and hurting myself. We were out there running it as friends and just having a blast doing our first ultra.
Mm-hmm.
So the 100-miler, I've got like a little bit of desire to go fast, but I'm trying to.
Now remember, 100-mile fast is different than a 50K fast.
I know, and I'm trying to control myself because I want to set a goal like, I want to do it in this time. And you're over there going, how about you just finish the thing?
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah. Now, historically, there's some people, now it's all relative, but I imagine it's going to be a fairly fast course because if somebody's putting up a 16-minute 100-mile in years past,
16 hour.
Yeah, 60 minute, 16 hour. It's going to be fairly fast course.
Should 16 hours for 100 miles is, I don't know what pace, but it's
fast.
Quick.
Yeah.
Quick.
No, there's some specimens out there. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, that's going to be solid.
So what you're saying is if I do it in a good time, it's just because the course was easy? You're already making excuses as to why I'm fast?
Yeah, I'm going to remind you about that. Just know, Ryan, we hit 16. No, look, we could have been done by now.
Yeah. Could have.
50 miles later.
Yeah.
Awesome.
If I'm past the 50-mile mark at hour 16, I'll be pretty happy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to run at sub 24, you're going to have to be past 15 and 12. So just a
past
reminder.
15 and 12.
Or past 50 and
50
12.
And 12, yeah. Yeah, I think it's doable, man. Like I think I can do it.
It's definitely doable.
I think I'm capable of that for sure.
Yours our first one, so let's just go out there and do the thing.
Yeah. As long as my body holds up. So bring some duct tape, crew guy.
Duct tape?
Some duct tape.
Well, see, my wife bought me the Salomon Advanced Skin 12.
Yeah.
And that's called the crew pack right there. I'll be the pack mule.
The big one.
Yeah. Ryan, you need snacks?
Bring 2 rolls of KT tape.
Yeah.
A gallon of water.
Yeah.
Some super glue.
Yeah.
We can hold Ryan together all night.
Yeah. I'll have a hurt feelings report in there for you too. You can fill out. Welcome back to another episode of the Suffer Up podcast with Nate and Ryan.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were recording a podcast.
That's fine. That's how we like to start it. Where our mission is to encourage and lead others to suffer with a purpose, striving to level up in life with an emphasis on spiritual, mental, and physical well-being. These are the voices of Nate and Ryan. I also just want to give a quick shout out right here at the beginning of the episode while we have your attention. So please don't turn this off. If you're in your car, just give me like 2 minutes, okay? We got a race coming up. It's called the Punch Out Ultra. It's on Ultra Sign Up, and the link for that will also be in the show notes of this episode. It is a team-based ultra, but we do have an individual division if you so choose to run that. Teams of 4.2 miles out and back.
I think it's only going to be 4.
4, okay.
Yeah.
4 miles.
You can stop adding extra miles on there for people.
Oh, okay. 4 miles.
Now, I went back out and I ran it, and I think it's exactly 4.
Exactly 4. Okay, cool. So we're really excited about it. It's going to be awesome. You just run, walk, crawl, whatever pace you want. This is not a high pressure event. We just want people to come out and push themselves as hard or how little they want. But we just want you to have a space to be able to come out and see how far you can go in 8 hours. So
it's a time-based thing. You got 8 hours to complete at least one lap or as many laps as you want or can.
That's it.
So no pressure. Sorry for the loud noise.
That's fine.
I'm a dingus.
Dropping things.
So no pressure to like kill yourself out there on the trail.
Yeah, no.
Pushing yourself to some extreme limit, but we do want you to come out and push yourself past your comfortable limit.
Yeah.
We want you to level up.
That's it.
Suffer up.
That's it. And what we can promise you is a quiet, safe place for you to come out and do the hard thing. And we are also going to bring the energy and keep the vibes up and positive. When you read through the rules, we got a few rules in there, but we don't like negative Nancy's. So we got some negative people out there. We'll handle that. Nate and Ryan will be policing the course. So don't come with a negative attitude. And if you do come with a negative attitude, my goal is to help fix that. So, but yeah, we're pumped about it. We're excited. And so you can check that out. We also want to give a special thanks and shout out to Soft Socks, our sponsor of the show. If you've listened to our show before, you've heard us rave about them. A very durable compression fitting sock for your feet. We love them. You can check them out on our link tree and use discount code SUFFER10 to receive 10% off at checkout. And one last and final shout out here is we want to give a special thanks to Ms. Pam Heinold, broker at ERA All-American Real Estate. You can call her at 850-232-2332. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home or other type of property in the Florida Panhandle area, call a nationally award-winning realtor and local expert, Pam Heinold. She is ready to help you in your real estate needs. You can call her today, again, at 850-232-2332. That is it.
What are we talking about today, Nate?
Time.
What time?
Now. There's no better time than now.
All right.
So this is kind of, we've talked about time before on previous podcasts. But today we kind of want to dive into some of the other aspects of time. It's been a while since we really talked about time and the essence of it.
Gonna nerd out a little bit.
Yeah, Ryan got into a rabbit hole.
I did.
He's gonna nerd out. So yeah, bear with us as we kind of talk about this and kind of some aspects of time, and hopefully this will be a benefit to you.
Yeah. So back in the olden days.
How old?
Like the BC days.
Before Christ days?
Yes.
Okay. Christ has always been here.
Fair enough. But the Greek language has, I don't know when that was developed.
Yeah.
But a long time ago.
Long time
Greek has 2 words for time. One of the words is Chronos, and the other is Kairos. Both mean time, but they mean it very differently. Okay. So Chronos is chronological time. It's where we get the word chronological. Mm-hmm. So Chronos would be like time on the clock, time of, excuse me, the time of year that it is. Whereas Kairos is more about an opportunity time or your appointed time or an occasion or a season. So like when we say like, I'm in the season of work right now that's really busy, Greek would have said, this is the Kairos of busy stuff. And the important distinction between this isn't so much that there's 2 words for time, but when they're used specifically in the Bible, our translations just translate either one of those words to time. But it's a very different meaning depending on which word was actually being used. So there's a lot of places in the Bible where it references time, but it's not like, oh, it was 12 o'clock that day. It's like, no, this was the appointed time for this to happen. This was the time that God had set for XYZ to be happening.
Sure.
So we just kind of want to share that and talk about some examples of that time in our life. Like what are our Kairos moments? What are the moments in our life that have been appointed by God, and that, the opportunities that we have, some that we've taken and some that we may not have taken?
Yeah. Well, I mean, without giving out too many details, I mean, not so long ago, we had an opportunity to share the gospel and monopolize on a time with somebody. And that was an opportunity that we were able to kind of utilize that time. But when you're called to act or do, that time, space, create that space for that time. That'd be like the first thought that I have regarding that, just because it's fairly recent.
Fresh.
Yeah, fresh.
Yeah. I think a lot of times we think about time that we have in a day. We all have the same 24 hours, and we think, how can I best schedule and, just have the best time management, we label it.
Yeah.
And get the most done and be the most productive and all that. But we don't stop and think about, so we all have the same Chronos in the day and our Chronos management, that time management, but we don't stop and think about the Kairos moments that are going to come throughout the day. Most of those are unpredictable. They're moments that God has set for us. Yeah. But it's really important to find time in our Chronos where we're going through the day to kind of still be open to that Kairos time where, there's an opportunity that God's presented to you. And are you going to take advantage of it, or are you going to squander it?
Squander it. Yeah. Good word. That's really tough. Yeah. I mean, when I think about time, time essentially is a gift. It's something that we should never really take for granted. It's something that comes and goes. You never get it back. But I think it's also a very humbling thought to think about time in a sense of, well, if I don't take advantage of a moment, then once it's gone, it's completely gone. Like, I'll never get it back. So, I mean, that's essentially kind of my initial thought of time. That's kind of where it goes.
Yeah. And both ways, Chronos or Kairos, either one, that's correct. You'll never get that opportunity back, and you'll never get that minute or second back.
Yeah. So when we think about chronological time or Chronos time, that also is relative and more of a linear. Is that kind of what you're implying? Like a linear thinking of, okay, there's a start, there's a middle, there's an end. Is that kind of, because yes. I mean, when you think about when the Bible says that,
yes, there's a beginning and an end,
but there is no beginning or end.
Yeah. One's man time and one's God time.
Right. So just to kind of clarify, so people kind of understand, the Chronos time is essentially the time that we live by.
The Chronos time is everything that we've created. I mean, even days and years and stuff. I mean, God specified that, when the sun comes up and the thing goes down, that's one day.
Yeah.
But otherwise, minutes, years, months, all that's all Chronos that we've come up with.
Yeah.
That chronological time is.
Well, I mean, he did kind of set up a calendar, sort of, 7 days.
Season. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's still to this day a governing thing. And on the seventh day, he rested.
Yeah.
And some, you could argue that the Saturday is really the Sabbath, or what, we're not getting into that. But if you have the 7 days in the week, so we kind of structure our day and our week based off of that. But then remind me the other name of the other time.
Kairos. With a K.
Which is the one that essentially God lives by. There's no beginning and there's no end.
Correct. And the Google definition of Kairos is the right or critical moment.
Right, or critical moment. Yeah, okay.
That was the ancient Greek word meaning the right or critical moment. In modern Greek, it's got some different meaning to it.
Yeah.
But that's what it originally meant. It had a more spiritual meaning.
Yeah. I like that. So how can we apply this concept of these two times and putting time into perspective into our daily life?
Yeah. I think it's really important, like I said earlier, that we recognize when a Kairos moment, when that opportune moment comes, and that you make chronological time, the Chronos time for that.
Yeah.
Because
That's really
if
good.
we're so caught up in our schedules and like you're trying to have good time management and make the most out of every minute, whether it be for business or work or whatever, it's really easy to be like, no, I don't have time for that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes it's a divine opportunity, not a Facebook message. You know, you get a ding on your phone. Yeah, maybe you don't have time for that. Say no to that.
Yeah.
But you're standing in line at the coffee shop and you overhear somebody say something and you're like, man, maybe they're just having a bad day and I need to tell them about God. I don't know. Just like little opportunities come up, or somebody comes up and asks you a question and you're like, I could take this two different ways. I can either answer their question directly and try and get this over with as quick as possible, or I can get to know them and their story a little bit. Like those kinds of Kairos times come up all the time if we open our eyes and see them.
Yeah.
Or you can brush them all off and go about your life, but you're going to have a ton of missed opportunity because of that.
Yeah, that's true. Like, reflect on that for a second. Think about all the times that you've had that subconscious thought of like, I should do this or I should say this.
Yeah.
And then you don't.
Yep.
And then, but I think there's two ways you can look at it. Like, you have the gut check. I should have said this, or I should have done this. I should have made time for this. And then you can either have what I think would be a more healthy reaction of regret or remorse of like, man, I should have. Because then your subconscious is like, okay, next time you need to be more aware of it. Whereas a lot of people just don't. They're like, oh, whatever. And they just let it go. But I think it's almost healthy to have that gut check. And if you're a Christian or a believer, like that Holy Spirit that lives within you, that is ultimately our new governing body, our new governing conscious, so to speak. And so like, if people that don't monopolize on that time, that moment, and seize the day, carpe diem, if you don't do that, then I think a normal reaction would be regret, or that I think that's a healthy reaction. Whereas just like flip it, like whatever, it's gone.
Yeah.
I don't think that's healthy either.
I think I agree with a asterisk.
That's fine.
I think that the healthy reaction is that initial regret, but you can't sit in that. You can't wallow in self-pity. You can't be the victim of your own circumstances. Like, if you missed an opportunity and you're like, oh, man, I should have said something to that person. I felt it. I just didn't want to
acknowledge it and move on.
I didn't want to pray about it, or I didn't want to pray with that person right there, now. Like I felt like I should, but my body just wouldn't let me, or whatever. Like, I failed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do better next time. Like, next time that comes up, I am committing that I am going to do whatever I feel being tugged on me at that moment. Mm-hmm. So as long as you move past that shame of regret, I think that is absolutely the healthy way.
Absolutely.
If you're just flippantly like, yeah, whatever, like, I felt that, but I don't want to deal with that thought.
Yeah.
You know, that's just being a kid. You're not spiritually mature enough to even have that thought.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm just going to throw that off to the side. Let's not worry about it.
Yeah. No, that's good. A passage of scripture that came to mind with the topic of time is Ecclesiastes 3. This is in the ESV version. For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to seek and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to tear, a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. That's a lot of times.
That is a lot of time.
But Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1, all the way through verse 8, the first block of that chapter, really encompasses, he's saying that these are all, there's a time for this, and then there's a time not for this. So we could spend forever on each single one of these, but just understand that, I mean, he even says here, a time to love and a time to hate. I want to talk about this in a later episode about that word hate. I think that there's a lot to unpack there. We don't hate people, but we can hate sin. That's a whole thing I want to talk about. But those are like polar opposites. Like there's a time to love and a time to hate, and there's evidence in Scripture of when like Jesus hated, but he has hatred against anything that was against God. And so like just the the polar opposites that you see here, there's literally a season for everything, and the seasons will come and go. Just like it says in verse 1, for everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. So there's a time and a place for everything. And when you look at people throughout the Bible who have gone through hardships and praises and good times, naturally they're met with a hard time. I mean, Paul spent time writing the epistles in prison, and that was a time for him to still advance the gospel when you look at those books. So yeah, that'd be, I mean, we could even talk about it now, but like, you think about Paul, he used that moment, that time. And I did not know this, but back then in that time, the prisoners were chained to like the prison guard.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the ways that he advanced the gospel, was he was like tied to the man. And he was like, as he was writing the books, he was witnessing and sharing God to other people while he was chained to him. Like he was using that Kairos time to like
Kairos time.
Kairos, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
Kairos is a position.
You're good. Yeah, that Kairos time. And I just looked it up while you were talking, but I wanted to be sure that I was correct. That passage out of Ecclesiastes, almost every single time that time is mentioned in that, it's Kairos time.
Yeah.
In the Greek text. Ecclesiastes 3:1. Can you read that verse again?
Yeah, 3:1. For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven.
So that verse uses both versions of time. I don't know which one's which in the way that we read it in English.
Well, here, let me go to...
But
since we're in
every other verse after that is only using Kairos time.
Okay.
So every verse after that, when they're saying there's a time for this, a time for that, those are all God times, not chronological times. And that was something that I wanted to point out in the difference between these two, is that one is chronological and continuous. The Chronos, like our time, is continuous. The Kairos time is not a continuous flowing thing. There are specific moments that God has intended for this, for that. That's the Kairos moments, the Kairos time. There's specific points, not a continuous thing.
Yeah.
So it's not like the clock on your wrist that just keeps going round and round and round. No.
Yeah.
Like this minute is for this. So when you have an opportunity like that, you either take it or you don't, but that opportunity is gone after that. It doesn't just continue on.
Yeah.
You either take the opportunity or you miss it.
Yeah.
Another difference between the two is the quantity versus quality. So Chronos, meaning the sequential time, like our clock, there's a quantity of it. There's a finite quantity.
Yeah.
There is no quantity on the Kairos time. We don't know how many of those moments God has appointed to us or to anything. But the quality of that time is a lot more meaningful than the minutes on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are the moments that matter. Those are the moments that God has set for us or for something to happen. That's a quality moment.
Yeah.
So when you're met with that and you're met with the opposition in your heart, like, I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. Think about that. Like, hey, this is a quality moment. me being 5 minutes late to work might not be great, but it's not going to determine my eternal salvation or someone else's.
Yeah.
Most likely. I mean, unless you're supposed to get to work on time to have a Kairos moment with somebody.
Yeah.
But like if there's somewhere else that you're supposed to be in quotes there, based on our schedule, our timeline. Is that a quality thing or just a quantity thing? I have to go spend my quantity of time here versus spending the quality of time over here.
Yeah. I mean, my brain immediately goes to the quantity of time is oftentimes misused, which then decreases the quality of time on important things.
Yeah.
That's where my brain first goes.
I don't disagree. I mean, how many times have we spent an excess amount of Chronos time doing something, which therefore led to us missing Kairos opportunities?
Yeah. A lot.
Probably a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
But we might not even recognize them. See, that goes back to the point of like, if you're not in tune with what's going on around you and having that.
Well, again, one is quantified and one is not. So it's easy to say 30 minutes has elapsed. I've wasted 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's impossible for you to look back and go, oh, I wasted all those opportunities because you don't even know what they were.
Yeah. You're not even looking for them.
Yeah.
You got your head down.
Well, and you may have wasted them by doing something else and not even been at that time and moment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think a key word too is just the being present.
Oh, yeah.
With our time. Intentional would be another word that comes to mind with this. Present, intentional. Oh, man.
This one got deep.
My brain is smoking. But yeah. Oh, wow.
From a firefighter, that's not a good thing.
No, it's not. Especially with lack of sleep. But no, I really think that, I mean, ultimately here at Suffer Up, we are also trying to help other people like suffer with a purpose and level up, right? And so I think one of the ways that we all could level up and all get better at is just being aware of one time, but be aware of the opportunities, and are you seeking opportunities? Because we live in kind of a hermit crab society, like reclusive society as a whole, especially with the advancement of technology. This is like a slight sidebar, but it does tie in.
Okay.
You think back when we were kids, or even before our time, if we needed to, say you're on a road trip and you needed, you don't have Google in your pocket. If you're lucky, you have a TomTom. And if you didn't know where to go, you had to stop at the gas station. Remember those like Lexan covered maps, atlases, where you were at? And you get out your flip book and you would write down turn by turn your directions and you'd put it in your pocket and then you get in your car and you would go.
My mom used to print off the MapQuest directions.
MapQuest, yes. Off the Windows 98 PC.
Yep. With our dial-up.
Yeah. But that involved a human interaction of some sort. Like you had to stop and go to a gas station to do it.
Yeah.
But now we got it in our pockets.
Yep.
Like you're almost weird if you call the Papa John's to order a pizza now.
Yeah. Why didn't you just order on our app?
Why didn't you just use the app?
Yeah.
Like, no, I want to talk to somebody. Online websites. Websites now are set up to where you don't need to talk to a human. Drives me absolutely bonkers. Yeah. I don't want to talk to a robot. I want to talk to a person.
I know. Before you bought your Speedland shoes, you were like, I want to call and talk to these people.
Yeah. Like I still want to have the human interaction, but we're slowly drifting away from how human interaction is becoming less and less.
Not so slowly anymore with AI.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only going to accelerate this thing that you're talking about.
Yeah. And I call AI, ChatGPT, I call him Carl.
Carl.
Yeah. Carl and I have had some arguments. I'm not completely sold on.
Carl's not my friend.
No, he's like 50-50 on his efficiency. Anyway, but with all that to say, Carl really got me aggravated the other night. But because we're constantly in a society now where we're separating ourselves from people, we are now we're now in a world where we have to try even more intentionally, or be more intentional about capitalizing on those opportunities and moments. way more than we did before.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree with that. It almost takes more effort now to recognize and almost like create a space for those.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem as natural.
Everything, the way the world is set up now, is literally fighting against the way God designed things to be.
Yeah.
You know, like we're supposed to have a community. We're supposed to be among other believers and go to church, like all those things. Now you can just sit at home and watch church on the TV.
Yep.
Like, okay, cool. We got to hear one person talk, which is great. Like, that's awesome. If you stay at home and watch church, like, cool. I'm glad you're getting fed. But who's
You're
not to say
something.
What's up?
But you're missing something.
You're missing something. Say you're sitting on your butt eating Cheetos watching the pastor preach. Okay. I haven't had Cheetos in a while.
I was going to say Cheetos, man.
Yeah, I haven't had Cheetos in a long time. But who's to say, though, that you got up off your butt, got in the car, drove to church. As soon as you walk in the door, somebody asks you, how's your day? And you probably had a cruddy week. Like, that's your opportunity to, like, share with them something that you learned that week. But you would have had that sitting on your butt at home. And so, like, that's a time that you can now monopolize on that situation. But literally everything we're doing is pulling us away from what time is supposed to be.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think about a scenario like what you just said, and they think about, like, what they think about it selfishly. Like, what can I get out of going to church? Like, maybe I haven't had a bad week, so I don't need to go. But you never know. Like, just we're really good about asking for help when we need it. Like, when things are really bad, we're like, oh, God, please help me. Or, like, go to your friends, like, oh, I've had a really bad week. But we're not really good about doing it when things are good.
Yeah.
So you go to church on a good week. Well, maybe somebody else is having a bad week. Like, maybe God was going to use you in that time, that Kairos, that time to help somebody else. It's not all about us. And we're just inherently selfish people. And I think we need to do a lot better job at remembering that like, praise God in the good times and in the bad times. Not only on the lows do we look for God, but on the highs, we look to God and praise Him for that, and everywhere in between. And the same goes with, like, other believers, other friends, like being there for people. You're not just their best friend when they're depressed and they're having a really, really tough time. You're there when they're celebrating something, or you're there just on a normal day. Like, hey, how's work today?
Yeah.
Those little moments in between the highs and the lows sometimes mean even more.
Yep. And that's a good point. I may have shared this story. I don't know, but there was a guy at our church plant back in Georgia. And when I was going through it, and I've shared all that, we're not going to open that up. But when I was going through it at the time, his name is Brian. Brian would say, like, hey, Nate, how was your week? And I was, flippantly like, oh, yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Have I told the story already?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
You were like nodding as though I told the story.
No, I was saying, like, because how many of us just, I don't know the word, how many of us just haphazardly say, good. Yeah. That was yours. Like, we don't even answer the question with any thought. You just say something.
Say something, yeah.
It's like we're conditioned to just be like, yeah, it was good. How about yours? Good. Okay. Well,
and then you move on.
Conversation just ended in 3 seconds.
But one week, I had a horrible week. Absolutely horrible. And I said, you know what, Brian? I owe you an apology. He asked me how my week was. I said, you know what, Brian? I owe you an apology. He's like, okay. He wasn't expecting it. And I said, too often, I think we just flippantly say, oh, it was good. How was yours? And then we move on. But, like, every time I do that, now I'm lying to you. Like, I had a horrible week.
Yeah.
But I'm not one to just sit here and tell you, like, our pride gets in the way. And then we say, oh, I'm not going to tell them. They don't want to hear about my bad week. Well, you know what? Actually, if that person doesn't want to hear about your bad week, then that person probably should get checked, because then they're more worried about whatever they got going on instead of worrying about other people. And, like, we're commanded to love others, and we're commanded to share each other's burdens. That's how God designed it. Yep. So I want to hear if someone's having a bad week, because now I have an opportunity to either listen to them, talk to them, or pray for them. Yep. And really, we should pray for all of them. But at the end of the day, if you're not honest with other people and sharing, like, how was your week? Oh, it was rough. I'll be honest. Oh, okay. Why was it rough? Tell me about it. Well, this happened and this happened. I know it sounds like I'm just complaining, but I've got a lot going on right now, and I'm having a hard time. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, then the receiver of that message can say, like, okay, well, is there anything specifically I can pray for you? Or maybe it's just that person now will feel encouraged because that person, God may have put that person in your life at that given moment, that given time, to then help you through that. Like, dude, I went through the exact same thing like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You want to hear how it helped. This is what helped me. Well, if you weren't honest and open and vulnerable in that moment to just share, like, I'm having a cruddy week, then you would have had that time to, in that moment, to better yourself or better someone else.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I mean, like, if we would open up a little bit more, I think we'd all be surprised at what comes out of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for both parties. When you're honest with somebody, obviously, like, it feels good to be honest and to just get it off your chest. Like, sometimes you just need to vent to people. I know you and I have had conversations where, like, I know it just sounds like I'm just complaining about normal life stuff, but it still felt good to talk about it.
Yeah.
To just let it out.
Yep.
And for the receiving person, very few times, especially if you come into it with that kind of mindset and that heart, do you feel like you just listen to somebody complain the whole time. You're like, no, they're just struggling, and like, I'm happy to listen to them.
Yep.
And maybe I've got a nugget that I can give them, like, hey, this helped me. Or maybe it's just like, hey, man, I'm sorry, that sounds like a really rough week. Can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
And like, maybe that's enough. Just being there to listen to them, give them a hug, and move on.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's just tons of benefit for both parties.
Yeah, I agree. That was really good. So what can we leave our listeners with for this week on the aspects of time, and what can we do to encourage other people to be aware of these moments?
Well, it's the holiday season.
Yes, it is.
I hate that.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
My statement. I said holiday, and I just hate hearing people say happy holidays.
Yeah, me too.
It's the Christmas season.
Yes, it is.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So, like, everybody's busy. Everybody's stressed. It should be a joyous time, and we should be anticipating Christmas, but for the right reasons.
Yeah.
I'm anticipating Christmas because I want to see my kids open their gifts. I'm not anticipating the gifts that I get, although that would be great.
Yeah.
But we should all be feeling the anticipation of Jesus' birth.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was already born, but that same anticipation is what we should be striving for every year. Like, we're anticipating now at this point when Jesus is coming back.
Yeah.
Might not be on Christmas.
Would that be a Christmas to remember, boy?
That would be a pretty good Christmas present. Would be pretty cool.
It would be pretty cool.
But just anticipating Christ. So my point in saying that is it is a busy season. But I would challenge you to, yes, we're going to be busy with our Chronos time. I would challenge you to make time for those Kairos moments.
Yeah.
When one appears, say yes. Whatever you're feeling in your heart, whatever strings God's pulling, let him have it.
Yeah.
You're going to look back and be way more thankful for all those Kairos moments that you took advantage of than you are of the 30 minutes that you spent running on a treadmill or doing extra work or shopping for toys for your kids.
Yeah.
That there's going to be little things that come up that seem like a distraction, but I challenge you to really look at them and think, is this an opportunity? Now, what am I going to do with it?
Yeah, that's good. My suggestion is do Discipline December.
Yep. Yeah, that too.
Check out our Instagram, Facebook. It actually ties in nicely with this. We have challenged you guys, for those who accept the challenge, Discipline December, where Ryan and I are doing it, and I
was trying to forget.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about the worst one last, but the challenge is this: for the 31 days in December, you are to have a morning prayer time, read a passage of scripture every day, and you are to exercise. We set a number of, do something physically active for 20 minutes a day, every day.
If you can't do 20 minutes, do 10.
Do 10. Do something at some point in the day. Go for a walk for 20 minutes with your family. Just get outside and move. Do something. Move your bodies. And then the last and final one is cold showers in arguably one of the colder months where we're at.
Yeah.
Geographically. So yeah, it's been I love ice baths, but I enjoy a hot shower. So this has been a tough one for me, but it definitely gives you some clarity and, yeah, I did something similar a long time ago. It's called Exodus 90, which is 90 days of cold showers and a few other things. But what I found was like after the first 3 weeks, it literally took 3 weeks to finally get used to them. That you do get used to them, but it's the like, oh, okay, I have to get clean.
Yeah.
So I got to do this. And
I don't think it takes 3 weeks for your body to get used to the cold shower. I think it takes 3 weeks for your mind to get over the fact that you're about to take a cold shower.
Yeah.
Because every time it's not stepping into the water, that's the worst part.
Yeah.
It's the seconds before that or the hour before that when you're like, man, I got to take a shower. This is going to suck.
Yeah.
And you just build it up in your mind to be something awful. And then you get in the shower and you actually step in and you're like, that's cold.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're good.
It's over.
Then you're like, all right.
It's like an ice bath.
Wash my body and get out.
Yeah.
You know,
spend less time.
I'm not going to spend a bunch of time in there.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, showers will get faster.
Mm-hmm. Save your water bill so that you can buy more presents
there you go.
This month. So
yeah, I did this. I did the 30 days of cold showers a couple months back when it was warmer out. It was a lot less miserable mentally. So yeah, we're 2 days into 3 days now, but taking 2 cold showers so far.
I haven't showered today.
Yeah, me neither. And I'm already looking forward to it.
Yeah. Keep telling yourself that.
Yeah. Speaking positive thoughts,
That's
Nate.
it. Positive vibes here at Suffer Up. So, all right, guys, that's kind of what we have for you this week is time. So be aware of your time. Pay attention to those opportunities. Seize those opportunities. And just really try to just be more aware, cognizant of different opportunities that you are presented with throughout your week and your day.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Take advantage of December time.
Yep.
Discipline December.
Tag us on your stuff, guys. If you're doing a little workout or something creative, tag us. And
we're doing a giveaway.
We are going to do a giveaway at the end of the month for those who participate, and we'll pull names out of a randomizer. So get out there and do the thing, and we'll do it along with you. So,
yep, it's going to suck, but we're going to suffer through it.
That's it. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in to this episode of the Suffer Up podcast, where we will release an episode for you every Monday. Please, again, click on the link tree in the description of this podcast to get any sort of updates, or also sign up for that race that you're planning to do February 21st in Molino, Florida. Yeah. So in case you forgot to sign up for it, it's already on your Google Calendar. I talked to your mom, and your mom said to put it on the calendar for you. So just go ahead and make sure you fill that out and get your team together, so that way we don't have to hunt you down later. So yeah, just sign up for the race. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, just make it official and pay and sign up.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll see you there.
You like how I threw that like high school your mom joke in there?
Your mom.
I talked to your
mom said you were going to be there.
Yeah. If you need a permission slip, I can use Carl to get you a permission slip.
If Carl will cooperate.
Yeah. So love you guys so much. Thanks for tuning in. And as always,
suffer up.